Hey guys, it's Kenzy, and this week on 7th Vogue, our theme is fears. Sorry we haven't uploaded the past 2 weeks, everyone has been sick and or busy, but we are back in action this week. So let's talk fears. I'm a very timid person and I have lots of anxieties and I'm very paranoid. And those three in combination make for me being a major scaredy cat. And I could go on and on and on forever listing things that I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of like everything. But I wrote some down and I'm gonna list a few off and maybe we'll have some of the same ones. So the first thing I put down was the fear of rejection. I'm afraid of people not liking me. I would never in a million years ask someone out or ask someone else to a dance. Like, no. I have a fear like they're gonna be like no, and then I guess no really doesn't hurt me, but it's still just like if I don't ask you, I can at least still pretend that you might say yes, but if I ask you and you say no, then it's like a total like rejection. The next thing I listed was sloths. I have a major fear of sloths. They are terrifying creatures. The next thing I listed was grasshoppers. I absolutely hate grasshoppers. To me, grasshoppers are worse than spiders. Like, because they jump super high. They can jump like over my head and they can fly. They can fly and jump. And they have those sticky little feet and they're like, I just had a really bad experience once on a golf cart, and like it was a field of like thousands of grasshoppers and they were all jumping and flying, and we were on the golf cart and it was going really fast and they all flew up and they all like attached with their little sticky feet and they like got in my eye and all over my face, and it was disgusting and I hated it, and I hate grasshoppers. I have a fear of the unknown, which actually goes along with my next fear of the ocean, because I don't, like, there's so many things we don't know about the ocean, and like when you're in the ocean, I know in some of the oceans are really nice and clean and you can actually see when you're walking in the ocean, but the oceans around here in Texas are all crap and they are full of waste and nasty and you can't see anything. So like you're walking and you can't even see where your feet are or what your feet are walking on, and I could step on a jellyfish or a lobster or a crab or anything, or like I could step on glass and I can't see that, so I don't know what I'm stepping on, and that freaks me out. That's why I don't like the ocean. I have a fear of being locked in closed spaces. It's never happened to me before, but I'm like terrified that I'm gonna get like locked in a tiny closet and I'm just gonna be left there. And that's like terrifying to me to think about. Like, I'm not claustrophobic because I go to concerts and I'm not like claustrophobic there, but like I just can't be in a confined space. I have a major fear of public speaking. I was in speech class over the summer because I couldn't talk in front of a whole class of 30 kids. There was only like 12 of us in there and I was still like standing up there with my paper like shaking. I can't do it. I have a fear of leeches or ticks or any kind of like blood-sucking bug, except for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are just a pain in the butt, but the ones that just stick on you and they suck your blood until you like pull them off. Oh my god, that's so gross, because what if you don't find them and then they just get super big and God, I hate it. That's why I don't like swimming in the rivers or anything, because I don't want to chance a leech getting on me, because gross. That's disgusting. Leeches are gross. And they're like slimy and squirmy. Ugh, gross. And slugs. Oh my god, I hate slugs. One time I stepped on a slug and it was like green. It was a green, like a bright lime green slug, and it was on the ground and I was just walking and it was kind of dark and I stepped down. Ugh, I still cringe thinking about it. Ugh. I had to like, I didn't want to touch it with my hand even though I was already touching it with my foot anyways. And so I just like kicked until it came off and it just flung across the grass, and it was so gross and I still cringe thinking about it. It's awful. Snails too. I don't like snails. Any kind of squishy, slimy bug I do not like. Talk in my sleep. So I have a fear of spending the night with someone and me saying something in my sleep that's like rude or something in my subconscious that I don't want anyone to know. I have a really big fear of lockjaw. I've never had it, thank God, but when I was little, we were at this airplane thing at my daycare. Like, we went to visit this airplane museum or whatever that was outside, and it had like the barbed wire fence that we were leaning up against, and they told us if we touched it, we could get lockjaw and our mouth would be open like this forever. And I got so terrified when they told me that, because I don't want my mouth open forever. Bugs could get in there, you know? And like, ugh. So I'm like afraid to open my jaw too wide, or like it'll get stuck like that, or to like touch anything barbed wire, because I just don't want lockjaw. I'm afraid of it. I have a fear of bugs crawling into my ear while I'm sleeping and me not knowing until the morning. And I watched this thing on Mystery Diagnosis one time. This guy just came in the hospital screaming and he couldn't move, and he was like in a paralyzed state because he was paralyzed with fear, and a bug had like crawled into his ear at night, and it was like biting his eardrum, and every time it bit his eardrum he would scream, but he couldn't tell anyone what was going on because his biggest fear was having things go inside of his ear. And so he was so paralyzed with fear, he couldn't tell them what was going on. So he just would keep screaming randomly, and it was just so terrifying, and I never want it to happen ever. I have a major fear of being buried alive. I think that kind of goes with the whole confined space fear, because I'm really like, you can brutally murder me, but I would rather you do that than bury me alive. Like, burying someone alive is, in my opinion, the worst way you could ever kill anyone. Jesus, because you just have to sit in there and suffer, and you can bang around as much as you want, but no one's gonna hear you, and you're just gonna die, and you're gonna have to like lose like your breath, and your anxiety is gonna get built up, and it's gonna be a really stressful way to die. It's just awful. And that's all for my fears, for today at least. I have to stop somewhere because I'm afraid of everything. But thanks for watching, and we will definitely get back on track of uploading every week. Love you guys, bye!